This is the An Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The An Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, March 21st, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your An Annapolis Daily News Brief. Sometimes you just have to take your medicine, and boy, we've got 3 stories to lead off the news this morning that are really depressing, so I'll give you a heads up. You might want to fast forward for 45 or 50 seconds, but here we go. On Monday night, a family member and a child came to the Annapolis City Police Department to report child sexual abuse from somebody that was known to the victim. Police detectives immediately launched an investigation into the allegations, and as a result, an arrest warrant was obtained for Richard Crowner, 43, of Annapolis. He was located on March 19th and charged with sexual abuse of a minor, second-degree rape, third-degree and fourth-degree sex offenses, and second-degree assault. Crowner resides in the 1200 block of Madison Street in the Eastport section of Annapolis, and currently he is being held at the Jennifer Road Detention Center without bond. Police are urging anybody that has any information or knows of any other victims to please contact them at 410-260-3439. Back in September of 2018, Anne Arundel County Police Child Abuse Unit began an investigation in reference to a report of a specific email address that was directly associated with uploading child porn images to a particular internet site. In January of this year, a search and seizure warrant was served on the 600 block of Wheat Mill Court in Millersville, Maryland, and a suspect was identified as Cedric Caleb Wardell, a 21-year-old male. Now, Wardell is a USSF, which is United States Soccer Foundation Youth and Adult Soccer Referee. Police did notify all local, regional, and state administrators who supervise soccer referee program in Maryland, and the suspect's privilege has been suspended from refereeing in Maryland. A forensic download of the suspect's electronic devices revealed multiple child porn images, and he was arrested and charged with 10 counts of possession of child pornography and 10 counts of distribution. And Arundel County Police are urging anyone with information on the incident or the suspect to contact detectives at 410-222-4733. He, too, is being held at the Jennifer Road Detention Center without bail. Following up on a story from earlier this week where police had discovered a burned body in an RV that had caught fire on Monday. Homicide detectives have worked with the Anne Arundel County Fire Marshal's Office to determine the cause, and the information that they obtained indicated that the death would be known as a homicide. That was confirmed by the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, who ruled that the death was blunt force trauma with the manner being homicide. Detectives quickly developed a person of interest in Jason Butler Nichols, a 35-year-old male from the 300 block of Columbus Road in Glen Burnie. Evidence recovered at the scene led police to charge Nichols with first and second-degree murder as well as first and second-degree arson. And police have stated that this was a targeted incident and not a random act of violence. Nichols is currently incarcerated at the Anne Arundel County Detention Center on Jennifer Road on a no-bail status. All right, let's get into some better news now. Well, I don't know whether this is better news or not, but the legislature has approved an increase in minimum wage to $15 per hour, and now it goes up to Governor Larry Hogan for his signature or not. Hogan has been opposed to this, so it's not likely that he will sign the bill, but the legislature does have enough votes to override any veto that he might consider. The current legislation does take the $10.10 minimum wage per hour to $15 per hour by 2025 for companies with more than 15 workers. Smaller companies will follow a schedule that gives them an extra year to reach $15, and they need to get there by 2026. Senator Dolores Kelly out of Baltimore County, who was a proponent of the bill, said, "People who are making at or just around the minimum wage don't tend to put their earnings into long-term investments. They spend that money on a daily basis. They spend it as quickly as they get it. I'll be curious to see after 2025 whether these same folks are actually banking the extra $10,000 a year or not." I think this will have some unintended consequences as we move into this, especially since our surrounding states do not have a wage that high. A very odd story out of Anne Arundel County Public Schools. The Board of Education and the Anne Arundel County Public Schools is being sued for $75,000 alleging that a middle school teacher who no longer works for the district slammed a door on a student's hand so hard that 3 of her fingers were severed. According to the lawsuit, the family says that the girl was asking the teacher a question back in 2017 when he slammed the door to get the class's attention, and the injuries were significant enough that she had to be flown from the school in a helicopter to a specialized hand hospital to undergo surgery. Now, what's odd about this is that the family is suing for $75,000, which I thought was fairly insignificant considering the alleged damage. They're claiming that she does have nerve damage. She has permanent discomfort in her fingers. And probably, as any good lawyer would say, is that she probably had a promising career as a pianist. But even more odd, the school has said that they believe her medical costs were only $1,400. But on the other hand, they said that she was flown to a hospital to undergo surgery. Now, I'm not sure what was involved in the surgery, but I kind of think that it's going to cost you $1,400 just to go to the ER to get an aspirin for a headache. It'll be interesting to see how that gets settled, or if it gets settled. This is one of my favorite days of the year. Yes, it is the first official full day of spring, but it is also the start of the 7th annual Annapolis Film Festival. It gets underway tonight at Maryland Hall with a screening of a film called The Public, written, directed, and starring Emilio Estevez. Takes place in the Cincinnati Public Library during the coldest winter, where homeless people have taken shelter, and the mayor is looking to get them out. The cast includes Emilio Estevez, Christian Slater, Alec Baldwin, Jenna Malone, and Gabrielle Union. Other films that I've taken a look at that really sort of intrigued me are The Villains, Wild Rose, Solace, In Reality, The Biggest Little Farm, General Magic, and one that I'm particularly looking forward to, Who Killed Lieutenant Van Dorn? Now, Wes Van Dorn was a graduate of the Naval Academy. He was killed in a helicopter crash in a training incident down in Norfolk back in 2014, and this film looks into the inherent dangers of that particular helicopter, which is still being flown throughout the Navy and the Marines, and it has been the deadliest aircraft in the U.S. Armed Services. With 132 people being killed, not one of them was in any type of a combat situation. They were all in training. So, kind of interesting to see what they've uncovered there. This is a documentary, and we will have Lieutenant Van Dorn's widow here, as well as Zachary Stauffer, who is the director of the film. Speaking of the Annapolis Film Festival, you do want to check out the Maryland Crabs podcast. We did speak with many of the movers and shakers of these films. They're short little 10 to 15-minute interviews. Get some insight into them and see what it's all about. And if you're looking to get tickets, the passes for the full festival are sold out at this point, but they do have tickets to individual screenings, and they're available at $15. Day passes are available for a day that you select, and they are $50. They do have some student passes left for the full festival. You do need student ID, and they're $50. And if you want to get the VIP pass and get invited to all of the parties and rub elbows with the big wigs, they do have a few of those passes left, and they run $400. You can get your tickets and more information at AnnapolisFilmFestival.com. That is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day, because we do update it throughout the day. It is Thursday. You want to hang out? We've got Trevor here with your Annapolis Makerspace Minutes. And, of course, we also have George Young with your local DMV weather forecast coming up right after this message from my favorite geek up in Severna Park, Mac Medics.
Have you ever been to the Annapolis Mall when it opens for the day? Maybe you've noticed the line of folks waiting to get into the Apple Store. As you may know, I'm a Mac user, and today's episode of the Daily News Brief, in fact, all of the episodes of the Daily News Brief have been produced right here on my Mac computer. What you might not know about is Mac Medics. They were founded here in Annapolis in 1989, and they are an Apple-authorized premium service provider, the only one in the Baltimore-Annapolis, D.C. area. And what that means to you is that they repair all Apple devices, including the iPhone screens and batteries, all without an appointment. And most repairs are done the same day, usually within 2 hours. They also sell everything except the iPhone and the watch for the same price as Apple. I don't know why you would go anywhere else. Give them a call at 410-757-MACS, or if you're not into the whole letter thing, 410-757-6227. Stop by their retail store in Severna Park on Benfield Road, or their service center in Lanham, right off of Route 50. Or you can always check them out online at macmedics.com. I'll tell you, they've saved me quite a few times, and I know they can save you.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, March 21st. A coastal storm has formed along the North Carolina coast and will move northeastward along the eastern seaboard today, bringing plenty of rain to the Annapolis region throughout the day, with a flood watch in effect from 7 a.m. today through 12 a.m. midnight Friday morning. Look for up to 1 inch or more of rain throughout the day today, and then as the storm moves to the northeast into New England tomorrow, we will see windy conditions and some clearing skies, but another chance of maybe some PM showers tomorrow. Then the weekend comes and skies will clear, looking for a sunny Saturday with highs around 50 to maybe 55 degrees, and then an even better Sunday with temps upper 50s to lower 60s and plenty of sunshine. So let's just get through today, have things clear out tomorrow, and then we should still have a nice weekend ahead for lots of outdoor activities. Okay, this is George Young with DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Be sure to get our free app from the Apple or Google App Store by searching for DCMDVA Weather, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Everybody's a dreamer.
Hi there, this is John Frenay, the co-host of the Maryland Crabs podcast, welcoming you to the 7th Annual Annapolis Film Festival. The film festival runs from March 21st to 24th with a full slate of more than 70 films. The festival includes 4 days of films, panels, parties, showcases, coffee talks, Q&As with filmmakers, directors, producers, and much, much more. Get through the door and into your seat watching some of the 70-plus great films that the Annapolis Film Festival is bringing to us once again for the 7th year.
She looks so weak and fragile. That's why she tries to be so.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Makers Minute, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Today through Sunday is the 7th Annual Annapolis Film Festival. Every year it seems to get bigger and bigger. This year features over 70 films on a variety of subjects. One in particular that caught my eye was General Magic, a film about the Silicon Valley company that developed many of the precursors to the technology we use every day. Without the work of General Magic, we may not have the smartphones we all enjoy today. That's playing at St. John's Key Auditorium on Saturday. But check out all the other great films, including The Public, the film starring Emilio Estevez, Alec Baldwin, and Christian Slater about rebellious librarians turning the Cincinnati Public Library into an impromptu homeless shelter during one of the most brutal cold snaps in Cincinnati history. Tomorrow through Sunday up in Hunt Valley is Unpub 9, Unpublished Games Festival. This is a great chance for board game developers to show off their latest games, playtest them, and get feedback from the public. But it's also a great chance for the public to get out and check out some of the new games before they're even published. And registration is open for Project STEAM Maryland Summer Camp 2019 in Owings Mills for students in 1st through 5th grades. Camp activities include Minecraft, traditional and digital art, computer science, game design, 3D printing, day trips, sculpture, swimming, and more. Head over to projectsteammd.org for more information. At Local by Design at the Annapolis Mall location on Saturday is Zentangle. Discover an easy-to-learn drawing technique that inspires creativity and develops mindfulness. Combine simple repetitive drawing strokes into tangles to create beautiful, personalized patterns. At Art Farm in Annapolis this week, tonight is their Foundations of Photography workshop, and on Tuesday night is their first night of a 4-week adult drawing class. At Clay Bakers in Annapolis on Wednesday, they're having a technique workshop, learning about silkscreens as they apply to pottery. At the Arundel County Public Library System this week, Today in Crofton is another edition of their Women in STEM series. This series showcases women from all walks of life, presenting accounts of how STEM has impacted their lives. And on Wednesday at Discoveries, the library at the mall, you can challenge the midshipmen from the Naval Academy in STEM strategy games and activities to hone your critical thinking and hands-on skills. And this week at Annapolis Makerspace, on Tuesday we're having our monthly general meeting and open house. This is a great time to come out, check out the shop, and meet some of our members. And as always, Monday nights are great for woodworking, and Thursdays are great for electronics. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Meetup to keep up on everything that's going on with us and some other great local STEM groups. And you can catch me tonight and every Thursday night at Annapolis Makerspace on Renard Court for Electronics Night. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
Join Anne Arundel Medical Center Foundation on Saturday, April 27, 2019 at our Denim and Diamonds Bash in Annapolis. Denim and Diamonds is a fun evening under the stars featuring fabulous cuisine and gourmet food trucks, live and silent auction, and a live band. Last year, AAMC cared for more than 2,000 patients in our emergency departments suffering from mental illness or addiction. Help us expand much-needed inpatient and outpatient programs and services for your community. For tickets and sponsorships, visit aamcdenimanddiamonds.org. Special thanks to our platinum sponsors, AAMC medical staff, the Chesapeake Bayhawks, Comcast, the Evan K. Thallenberg family, What's Up Media, and WRNR.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.